Last month at E3, Dead or Alive 6 was announced, and I made a video already about the game saying how excited I was for it. So here's just a little menu comparison between the new game and the last game, Dead or Alive 5. And so as you can see here in the menu for Dead or Alive 5, you have story, fight, training, online, extras, leaderboards, options, and music. And so those are your basic modes, or those were your basic modes for the game. And in the actual fight mode for the game, you had versus, arcade, time attack, survival, and team fight. And team fight allowed you to take up the 7 different characters and go in these mock battles where you got to fight, a different team that consisted of the same number of characters. And so that was a lot of fun. And then I want to talk about the extras mode, because that's the one thing that's missing in the menu for Dead or Alive 6. And in the extras mode, you had spectator, album, movies, fight record, and titles. And the thing about the extras mode is, are any of these going to make it into Dead or Alive 6? Maybe built into the other modes in the game? I'm not exactly sure. And then, here's a look at the character select, which is, a horizontal screen, similar to the NetherRealm games like Mortal Kombat and Injustice, where, everything is in these neat little rows that they have going from side to side on the screen. And it seems that they've changed that for Dead or Alive 6. And then this is the stage select, which is also a horizontal template. So that's really how they had it in the last game. With this new game, they've changed a number of different things with the layout and whatnot, although the modes seem to be about the same. And so this is the new menu for Dead or Alive 6. So you have story, you have training, online, and options, and some of the stuff that was missing from, that appears to be missing from the previous game, they've probably built those things into other different modes. But for the fighting mode, you still have your versus, your arcade, your time attack, your survival, and team battle. It's not called team fight anymore, but it looks like it's essentially going to be the same thing. And then you have your character select screen. They've added more information with the character select screen this time around, such as the age and the birthdays of the characters, their weight, their height, their occupation, which I don't really see the point to have all that information. But if you're a super fan or whatever, they put that in there, I guess, for like hardcore fans. And then the actual layout of it looks to be this vertical type of thing, this vertical template that they have. And I'm not really a big fan of that. I actually prefer it the way it was in the last game. And I'm not exactly sure how all the characters are going to fit in this vertical setup that they have for this character select screen. But yeah, that's that. And then they have the stage select, and that's also a vertical template right here. And I wonder how many stages they're going to have in the actual final version of the game. And so that's just a quick comparison for the menus between Dead or Alive 5 and Dead or Alive 6. What I want to discuss is the DLC and how that's going to be handled. Now, I made a video talking about Dead or Alive fan base and how it's one of the worst fan bases in all of gaming. And the primary reason for that is because Dead or Alive fans have essentially gave this company the green light to make all these fucking costumes and money gouge their customers, their fan base, hundreds of dollars worth of cosmetic DLC. And, I'm guilty of buying some of these costumes myself. It's not like I'm going to sit here and say I'm above anybody. I've bought a number of the costumes as well, but I have never bought any of the fucking overpriced season passes that they made for this game. And I haven't spent hundreds of dollars on this game worth of cosmetic DLC. And a lot of the DLC that I bought it a huge space between. Like I'll buy, a few costumes here, then I'll wait like 2 months or 3 months or however long, and then I'll buy maybe another costume here or there. I would space it out. I wouldn't just be buying a bunch of costumes and shit constantly, just consistently. That's something I don't want to do for Dead or Alive 6. I want to be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. And so I will not be buying really any DLC for Dead or Alive 6 because I already know what they're going to do is they're going to turn around Koei Tecmo Games and whoever else is developing this. They're going to turn around as soon as the game is released because, the people they sent the E3, the guy was saying, the Japanese dude they sent, he was talking about how Dead or Alive isn't just about the girls, which is complete bullshit. Dead or Alive is all about the fucking female characters. It's all about the women that they have in the game. And so when this game comes out, they're just gonna money gouge the game. They're gonna money gouge the fan base and their customers and whatnot. They're gonna do exactly what they did with Dead or Alive 5 and make all these provocative costumes and whatnot, pretty much selling the sex appeal aspect of these characters to the fan base, to their audience. And I don't want to do that because I already know they got away with it for the last game and they're probably going to get away with it again. But I want to be a part of, like I said, I want to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. And so I'm not going to be spending money on a bunch of costumes. And I guarantee they're going to re-release this game. It's a fighting game. It's a Dead or Alive game. They did it with the last game. They're probably going to re-release the game, and whatever DLC costumes that they make around the time of release, they're going to put those things on the disc for the next edition of this game. And so I'm not going to waste my money and spend a bunch of money on DLC for this upcoming game. And if you're buying Dead or Alive 6, I would encourage you to do the same. So that's what I got to say about Dead or Alive 6. I'll probably make another video on it when they release more information on it.